It's rare when it happens, but it does happen when a podcast comes along that changes lives, that opens eyes, and genuinely does it to enlighten, inspire, and empower. That is what we're here to do. Welcome to EeezDrop, the podcast where we invite you to eavesdrop on unscripted, candid conversations that'll hopefully change your life. Everyone is invited to the table, regardless of your beliefs or background. We're here to discuss real-life issues that pertain to all of us, whether you're God's favorite girl or guy, or simply someone looking for insights into life's challenges and triumphs. Speaking of God's favorite girl, EeezDrop is proudly powered by GFG Evolution, a company that's all about guiding you towards your evolution. Our aim is simple, to help you find your solution through growth and evolution. We won't force our beliefs on anyone. We're here to foster community and spark evolution. We'll be joined by remarkable guests who shared their personal experiences and stories. And as you eavesdrop on these conversations, you'll find nuggets of wisdom that can help you on your own journey of growth and self-discovery. This is EeezDrop. Let's explore the reality of life together. And now your host, God's favorite girl, Olayinka Lockhart.
Hi guys, welcome back to EeezDrop. You're about to eavesdrop on our conversation, and listen, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. This is a conversation I wish I could miss. But I promise you, you're going to hear something to help you evolve. EeezDrop is powered by GFG Evolution, who's the parent company of God's Favorite Girl and God's Favorite Guy nonprofit organizations. So with that being said, welcome back. And we have I can't even tell you how I feel about this show, but you all pray for me as I pray for you. We have some special guests here today. And before we dive in, we're going to remember our sponsors, those kind people there, Star Apple. They're their sister's keeper, and they give us what we need to do what God told us to do. Then we have Fly Sunshine Travel. Hey, Premier Party Rentals and the Balloon Princess. Then we got Wealth Evolution. Listen, y'all call the CPA for all your CPA needs. You're trying to get a loan, you're going to need those income statements, those profit and loss statements. Call the CPA at Wealth Evolution. Then, of course, Skadrovan Trust and Estate Planning. You want to get your affairs in order. Now, with that being said, right? So, you know, in GFG Evolution, our belief or our motto is your solution is always in your evolution. So whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're dealing with, whatever challenges you have, your solution could be found in your evolution. What is your evolution? Your growth. You want to keep it grow, keep it moving. You want to keep on growing, going from glory to glory. You just can't sit there, sit and stay still. So even in this show, this is a part of us growing, a part of us evolving. We're not doing things how our parents did it just because that's the way they did it. We're going to choose the good. We're going to leave the bad. We're going to add some things, and we're going to raise our kids. And on the heels of last week, our Mother's Day special, we have a clap back by the kids, and they want to share with us their point of view. So I have my fantastic five. Oh, Lord, help me. This is going to be a show. I know one thing. You ain't going to be bored. You're going to have plenty fun today. Because if you get to see what I go through on a daily basis, you all will continue to pray for me. So I'm going to bring them up in the order that they came. This is Amir. This is my first prince. This is the ruler prince commander. This is the one that called me mommy first. He was the first baby. He was the first. So I call him my alpha. Look at his fake smile. And so the drama begins. Moving right along. This is close as grace as you can get.
Hi.
She is filled with grace, respect, and honor. This is Karis. That's my first baby girl. And I didn't carry her in my tummy, but I carry her in my spirit. I carry her in my soul. That's my baby girl. And then my gentle giant, Osborne Jr. He is He is so much better than okay. He is OJ. And now, Lord, help us. Help us. This angel here, this Gabriel is be off duty most days, guys. He don't show up for duty. When the angels show up for worship and for their assignments, he's be ducking out. This angel here named Gabriel.
Dead funny.
See? Tell you it's going to be plenty drama today. And then here's my little princess.
I'm back.
This is Rosa. And so, as a matter of fact, it was Rosa's idea to come on the show. Rosa said, Mommy, I want to be on EeezDrop, and I want to give you the kids. Why is a mare face still in the same position it was when he came on? If fake had a face, that would be it right there. Anyway, so Rosa said she wanted to come on EeezDrop because she wanted to give us a kid's point of view on the things that we be talking about. And so that's exactly what's happening. Gabriel, you okay? Great. So I didn't prep them because remember now, EeezDrop is a candid conversation that we have where we allow people to eavesdrop on our conversation and they'll be shocked to know what they could learn. And I believe we can learn a lot if we listen to our children. There are point of views that they have that we don't know because they don't really voice it. And then we hide it under that scope of, oh, you're being disrespectful or you're back talking. And so we kind of shut them up. Well, today, guys, I am giving you the freedom, the liberty to be authentic, to be real, and to tell us what you think parents need to know. What do parents need to know? What side are we not taking into consideration when we're making decisions? What are you really feeling inside? And this is a no judgment zone. So you could be honest. We're going to be respectful, but we could be honest. Give you all an inch, y'all may try to take a mile. But we're going to be honest, and we're going to have some fun while we're talking. There's some mothers out there that, are old school. Like, they ain't listening to their children. They don't want to hear your point of view. I said what I said, and that's it. That's what I mean. But we don't necessarily supposed to do it that way. We're supposed to do it a better way. We're supposed to listen. We're supposed to be engaged. And we miss the ball. And I know, I'm speaking as a mother. I know we miss it a lot of times. We don't get it right all the times. But I could promise you this. Every mother that I know is trying so hard to get it right. Every mother that I know. I don't know the ones who are not. Every mother that I know are trying so hard to make it right. And so we want to hear from you. Let's start, Karis, give us some grace. Let's start with Grace first. Let's start with Grace. Because these crew here, they could use their own reality show. So let's start with some Grace.
Definitely.
So Karis, what would you, if you could be really honest and you could help some mothers and dads, let's talk to some dads too. What are some of the things that you think we need to know, that we need help with?
I would say, like, as a child, like, sometimes, like, when you come home from school, like, you could be like, oh, like, you're so tired, you're so stressed. And I've heard, like, parents say, like, what can you be stressed about? And, like, just because we're kids doesn't mean that we can't be stressed. Like, we don't have feelings. And I just want to put it into perspective, right? Just imagine that you have 7 bosses coming at you every day, asking you to do work. And that would just be annoying, like, especially as a parent, And so I feel like you definitely have to understand it from that point of view. Just because we're children doesn't mean that we don't have emotions and we don't feel things.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. She opened a whole can of cut up just now. That's a good start. Yeah, children have feelings too. and we don't pay enough attention to those feelings. Like we don't consider them enough when we're making decisions and when we're saying things.
Mm-hmm.
So, may I see you shaking your head? Let's go, Prophet. Let's hear it. Let it rip.
Well, glory be to God, woman of God. First, giving honor to God, who is truly the head of my life. Giving honor to the Holy Spirit, and as I thought about what they brought me on the panel for, um, it's a very interesting topic and an auspicious occasion. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak and to allow me to share my greatness on your platform as is needed. Hallelujah. But um, when I gave thought to it, I think that it's quite hard for parents in this day and age to raise children. I think this is the Gen Z generation, the Gen Alpha generation. I think that's it. I think the one after Gen Z is Gen Alpha. And I know it's probably harder than it was with the Gen X generation or the millennials or the one before that to raise children, because now you have children that are being, their personalities are being, and their interests are being shaped by social media, whereas there was not social media when the millennials were growing up or when the Gen Xers were growing up. And so in the world today, we don't have, there's traditionalism, but not as much as you all had in your time. And so it was easy back then to track the personalities of your children and to see their trajectories. But now, because there's so much distractions and there's so much more life to live, there's much more to do and to see in the world. And so children evolve in much more different ways than they would have 30 and 40 years ago. And so, with saying that, I think one of the most important parts of raising a child, not that I would know firsthand, but um, one most important parts of raising a child that I would guess or that I would hypothesize is taking time to understand your children as individuals. What do they like? What do they not like? And that doesn't mean you have to know every single thing all the time, but how does my child as an individual, how is their life being affected by my parenting? Everybody's not the same. And like I said, it's much more complex now raising a child in the 21st century or in the 2010s or the 2020s, these two eras, because of social media, and there's much more to, affect their personality and their paradigms in life.
So,
And
ma'am,
so,
if I could interject there, right? You gave us a lot of words, but I want you to unpack and get to the meat of that comment of knowing your children's personality and how a parent affects them.
yeah, because you have children that don't have, what's
Gabriel,
going on.
Gabriel, you're on a live feed. We can see everything you're doing and we can hear you, and you're disturbing the rest of us, Gabriel.
Put your
See, I
mic
was
on
wondering
mute.
what he was doing.
This
Put
is
him on
not the
mute.
time to play.
Well, as I was saying, I think that, um, you know, I don't think, I think I'm a very privileged person. I don't think I'm the most extraordinarily privileged, but I'm very privileged compared to what others are going through. There's children dying every day. There's people across the world that would wish to be in my shoes and to be in our shoes. But I think that uh, with parenting, children have a very small box to operate in, because you have to kind of give the parents the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you're raising three, four, five children. You only have so much time. There's only 24 hours in a day. Every child can't get 5 hours in a day, because when you add work on top of that, that takes away 8 hours. Then was that 16 hours left? And so, somebody is bound to get neglected each day if there's multiple children in a specific way. Not that they're neglected as a human being, but some parts of their needs or some parts of their personality is bound to be neglected. And so I think having giving your child the opportunity to voice their personality and who they are, respectfully is a great way to kind of cater to their needs and to keep up with it. And that way you can see how they evolve. Some people miss milestones in their children's life because they just don't they're not aware or not giving their child a voice to voice who they really are. So they put labels on their children to say you must be this, you must be that, and you must do this. But that makes for a miserable relationship with your child, it seems like.
So, Amir, right there, and I'm going to circle around to each of you. So each of you think about an answer for this question. So with you saying, especially for parents that have multiple children. So I was watching Buddy Hield's mom on a little reel that they sent out on social media. And she was crying because she said, you know, people made fun of her because she had so many children. She had 7 children and people just kind of dismiss her. Because you just keep on having these children. And I thought to myself, wow, I would be one of those people who would be saying, well, why you keep on having children? But when I look back, I was the one that they were talking about. Why I keep having the children.
Yeah, when I look back at it, I wasn't bullied in school, but I was teased often because my mother had a bunch of children, and then it wasn't just my siblings, but it was like my cousins that would tag along as well. So I you know, what do you call it, relate to that.
So when I thought about her story, you know, in some cases, these women who are having so many children, we can't look down on them because maybe she's having so many children because she's supposed to have the next Buddy Hield. So out of that 7, she got Buddy Hield. Maybe, you know, Miles Monroe's parents, I think she had 11 children. Maybe she was supposed to have Miles Monroe out of that litter. We call them litter when, you know, when. So you understand what I'm saying? But this is the question I want to ask. Because I could remember being ridiculed. Well, I could remember being ridiculed for having a lot of children. And I only had 4, right? But if each of you could answer, what would be the most important thing? Because mommy has a handful. Mommy, speak to me as a mother, right? Mommy's hand is full. Mommy has to work. Mommy has to clean. Mommy has to cook. Mommy has to show up for this one, show up for that one. Mommy has to make sure that the bills are paid. Mommy has to do so much help with homework. Show up for the assemblies, so many things. And that's just with the children. That has nothing to do with mommy getting her hair done, her going to work, her doing a study that she wants to do, her working her own business. That's not her being a wife. That's not her being a daughter. So with all of these children, each of you, tell me, what if you could pick out one thing, what would you need mommy to pay attention to? Which need do you need her to fulfill the most? Let me start with you, Osborne.
What would I need mommy to pay attention to the most? I guess it would be, let's see, just making sure that me and my siblings have food to eat or clothes to wear and things like that, because stuff like activities like maybe playing basketball, watching a TV show, these are things that I can cover myself. I don't need my mother to be there with me for me to do these things. Maybe like making sure that I get to school on time, making sure my school fees paid, all these stuff like that, things that holds pressure within my life. I would have my mother pay attention to that the most.
Now, a little birdie once told me, right, that you children believe that that's what mommy's supposed to do. So that's just the surface. So if you could be really, really, really real, let's get real. What would you, besides the fundamentals, so the food, the clothes, the school fees, what you feel like we should naturally do? What else do you need from mommy? And this is specific to you, not to anyone else, or not to all children in the world. What does OJ specifically need from mommy?
Let me think.
Want me to come back around to you?
Yeah, come back around.
Okay, Gabriel. What does Gabriel need? The angel boy.
What children need from their parents.
What you need.
Okay. What I need is like love and attention.
So when you say love and attention, is that more than what you're getting now? Or is that what you need because you're not getting it at all?
What I need, because I'm not getting it at all.
So you're not feeling loved. You're not getting attention.
I'm not. No, not the love part. I'm getting love, but the attention part.
Okay, so tell us, like, what kind of attention? How does Mommy show that? Go ahead.
I follow this guy. Well, yeah, I've kind of follow. I don't really follow him directly, but he comes along on social media and he speaks about the characteristics of each child, of each order, the characteristics of each child according to their order. So the oldest child has a characteristic, the middle child, the last born. The oldest child is known to be like a leader and to be dependable and responsible because the oldest child is the lab rat. The youngest child is the baby's supposed to be like the brat, that everybody lets them do everything. And the only child is supposed to be a little more selfish and whatever. But the thing with the middle child is that a lot of times they have big personalities because they fight to be seen. And so I think that's kind of what you're hearing with Gabriel, is that he has a big personality, and I have some stuff in my life that I wish that people could put on Gabriel because I feel like he's more tenacious than he can handle it. And I feel like, he wants to be seen. But I think that if we put that into that context, his theory or his desire is perfectly explainable. And then I wanted to come back and answer the first question, so I'll shut up because I was talking.
But explain what you mean. Like, I had some things that in my life that I would like to put on Gabriel.
Yeah, people say, well, you're going to be a leader. You're going to be responsible for a lot of young men doing certain things. You're going to lead the pack and you're going to stand out and be outspoken and stuff like that. I think Gabriel should do that because he's loud and he likes to be seen and he likes to lead stuff and he has a very strong personality. And Gabriel is no nonsense. Well, no, he's no nonsense when it comes to him.
I'm not loud.
I guess.
Yes, you are.
Yes, Gabriel is quite. He's boisterous in what he does, and I say loud in the effect of being courageous.
You always try to be the main character.
Yeah, he's the main character. That's what he tries to be. And I would let him have that responsibility. But I'm like, my brother Gabriel can do that because he can handle that. He's tenacious like that.
Okay, Rosa, jump in there.
So, jump in there?
Yes.
Okay, I think it makes a lot of sense because I used to look back at things Gabriel did. And I used to think...
I want you to tell us what you need.
Yeah, because we're not exposing.
Okay, I need more positivity because if I would do something and I don't do it perfectly, like, you would always be like, okay, how could you improve? But that is true. But why can't it be first? Good job.
That's good, Rosa. That's good. And I'll tell you this, right? That's so powerful. And we have to be so careful as parents because that's exactly what my mom did to me. Yeah. My mom always said, but it could have been better. Or you got a A. That should have been an A+. So it's amazing how these habits follow us. And that's why it's so important that you bring it to your parents' attention so they could know, look, you don't want to be like Grammy, right? In this regard. So we need to change it. Parrish, jump on that.
Okay, actually, just like going off of Rosa, I definitely agree because I remember there was this one time I got an A and it was like A minus, and I brought it home, and my mother was like, "Why didn't you get 100?" And I was like, "Am I ever gonna be like good enough to like actually
Wow.
live up to your standards?" But I would say one thing that I really like is quality time because well, as you know, like when my mother was like in school and she was like studying for her CPA, like she wouldn't really like spend that much time with me, and like she would always come home late, or like she would always be at the computer. And so there was this one time when she took me to the movies, and I was like so happy, and like all the things she did to me, like even like to the basketball game she took me to, like the movies is always something like I'll remember because I remember her like actually, because like in my mind I was like, oh yeah, my mother, like she has to study, she has like her big test coming up, like she's not really gonna want to do anything. But like she took me to watch Sing because I wanted to watch Sing, and that was just a very special moment for me. And even though it seems small to like other people, it was still just really nice.
And is it so important to you because it was just you? So what about me, who has 4 children, and I can't find the time to do something individually?
No, I mean like I don't think it was special because it was just me, because I actually remember like I think um OJ and Mare them, they were there as well. I think they came with us to watch the movie, but it was just the fact that like she actually took us, like she took time out of her study schedule and she actually went there, like
That's
even
good.
playing a big family game or something like that's still very, you know, special because you just get to spend time with them and you get to, you know, hear about each other's day. Yeah.
So Rosa trying to pop in here now. Go ahead, Rosa.
Okay. I think that's really important because like when we ask you for things and you're like we have to do work, we're trying to provide for you, we get it, but at the same point we need that. That's one of the most important things we need because it lets us know that you still care. So there was this time um when we had business meeting and we played Monopoly, and it was the whole family, and everyone was like concentrated, and there was like it was funny, but it was like it was helping us, and it was so special, and it felt amazing just to be with everyone. And
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. That's good. Osborne.
All right. For me, I feel like it's just having an understanding because with the type of person I am, I'm not gonna jump out and scream something. I'm not gonna just shout it out because that's not the personality that I have. I just want to sit down, have a conversation. You listen to me, I listen to you, and we understand where each other are coming from. I'm not gonna be shouting out my points. I'm just gonna talk and be like, okay, this is where I stand. This is what I'm feeling at this moment. I'm not just gonna be like, mommy, I need you to do this. Mommy, I need you to do that. Like we can just sit down, have a conversation, and listen to each other, and just have the understanding. Be like, oh, that's how you feel. Okay, then that means so and so and so. Yeah.
That's good. Amir, are you typing or something?
Yes, sorry. I'm sorry, everyone, if you could hear that. I'm trying to produce the show at the same time and be a star. Sorry.
Look, we just need you to be a star, okay? That's all. Don't produce. So OJ, that's powerful. That's really good because
Ole,
go ahead, Gabriel.
no, speak.
I'm there with OJ, and OJ say just understanding. So, but OJ, are you willing to talk? Are you willing to help us to understand that OJ needs understanding?
Yeah, I can sit down and talk to you and say, okay, this is what happened. This is how it went down. This is what I think I need from this area. And then sometimes if I say, I don't know, it's not because I don't want to tell you, it's because I genuinely don't know. So I can't give you the answer to the question that I don't know myself.
So you need us to understand and believe what you say.
Yeah.
Good. Go ahead, Gabriel. You had something to say?
Uh, request. Can we play Who's Most Likely to Child Edition?
Like, we ain't even in the show though, Gabriel. Like, Jesus. Paris, you've been
Like,
playing? Go ahead,
Also,
guys.
I would like to add to like my comment. I also remember after church we used to go to the beaches, like all of us together, and that was also really nice. Like I really
And we,
miss those times.
yeah, we don't do stuff like that anymore. For real. And it's so true. And now that you say it and it say how important it is to you, I realize
Mhm.
how much we don't do. And we could do, because the beach is free, right? It's
Yeah.
just that you're tired. This going on, that going on, but we could carve the Sunday ain't gonna kill us, hey. Sunday ain't gonna kill us. That's good. So, producer, who's most likely to?
He's mute.
Well, he need to
I
unmute.
want.
I wanted to go back and answer the question. I know that you. I'm gonna come back to the game, but uh, I wanted to answer. Well, I don't know if there was a question, but was there a question that you were asking when you named that story about Buddy Hill's mom and her children?
No, I was just saying that you were on that point about knowing your child's personality and meeting the need for that specific child. And so I just commented on how, yeah, we do have a lot of children. And so as mothers, it's hard for us to juggle. So we need you now to tell us, like, what are some of these personalities we should be looking out for? What did we miss? What did I miss with Amir's personality? What did I miss with Karis? What did I miss with OJ? What did I miss with Gabriel? What did I miss with Rosa?
So I want to say about Buddy Hill's mom. You said, I don't know who you said, was it Buddy Hill that said, the people were teasing her, why did you have so many children? She had 7 children, and the hypothesis or the whatever the conclusion, it wasn't finite, or it wasn't defined, but they said that, oh, she was trying to have her body healed. She was trying to make sure that she had that one in the litter. So,
No. That's not what happened in that show. So on
oh,
that show, they were just interviewing her as Buddy Hill's mother. How did
okay.
you feel raising him? And so she said, how I felt raising him was, I was looked down on because I had so many children. And so I concluded that we should stop looking down on these mothers that are having so many children, because one of those in that litter could be the next Buddy Hill. One of those
Right,
could be the prime minister. So that's how
right.
that
And so, interesting story. So in my sophomore year of college, at Suffolk University, before I transferred out of there, I took a course it was designed by Harvard University. I didn't go to Harvard University and take the course, but it was designed by Harvard University. It was called Using Big Data to Solve Real World Problems. And it was largely about socioeconomic mobility. And I enjoyed the course, and I hope to do more studying with that, especially as it concerns young Black men in America and in the world at large. But one of the things that I had to do for that course was I did a presentation by myself. Um, I was one of the few people that did it, and I did a study on why less fortunate or low income people, I don't want to say poor, but I use that word poor, but low income people have so many children. And there were 3 reasons why, especially in countries in sub-Saharan Africa. I hope I said that word right. That they had a lot of children, 6 and 7 and 8 children, because 3 things. They were trying to pass on the family business. A lot of those families, they rely on agriculture and farming. And so they have to have children, and they have to have a lot of children to pass on the business to keep the family going. Um, they have to pass on, they don't have social security systems over there. So they have to have a child that will take care of the parents when the parents get older. And one of my professor at the time, he rose up and he said, that is true, because he has a friend that is a doctor, and his friend that is a doctor that lives in Boston is afraid to go back to Africa to he's afraid to confront his father, afraid to go back in Africa. He never wants to return because his father has 16 children. But his father expects him to be his retirement plan. And he just does not. He's a doctor in Boston. I'm sure he's making a lot of money, but he just doesn't want to do that. But the third reason was there's a curse breaker phenomena, which is what Buddy Healed is. And so a lot of families that have a lot of children, they expect that, well, one of these puppies in the litter is going to be my way out. That's going to be my ticket. So she had her Buddy Healed. Tina Lawson, Tina Knowles had her Beyonce. Who else is there? I don't know who had a lot of children and made one. Diana Ross has Tracy Ellis Ross, even though she's Diana Ross herself. But stuff like that. One child raises up. But the way that you can kind of relate to your child is through things like this, having family discussions and asking a child directly, what didn't I get right? What did I miss? A lot of children are eager to speak because they just want that nurturing and they just want that love. Like Gabriel, I didn't expect him to be that transparent today, but a lot of children want that. And I think that's something that I think I'm running out of time, so we should get back to your question.
So the $1 million question though is having these conversations. Do you feel like your voice is being heard? Do you feel like you have the freedom to say what you need to say? Paris?
Yes, definitely. But I feel like sometimes after you say what you have to say, it tends to you tend to forget. And so it's like, unless you give me another opportunity to say it, then I could remind you. But a lot of times, when you talk to parents, they might change within the after in a day or something, but then they'll forget what you said and they'll just go back to their regular ways.
So does that mean then though that you only feel like you have the liberty to say that in that moment? So tomorrow when that conversation is finished, I don't feel like I could come back and say, Mommy, remember I said I don't like when you paint the wall pink?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like it just depends on the parent, because sometimes you have parents who actually want to hear you, but then sometimes parents they might give you that opportunity right then, but then afterwards they're just yeah, no, you're a child, so you stay on the child's level, and I'm the adult, so I'm on the adult level. So
yeah, and I think that's called compartmentalization that a lot of parents do. They open up the floor in one way, but then you come out of that and it seems like a fantasy because you go back to regular life. And so now we're back to the main script. And so all of that is out the door. I think that's just called compartmentalize. They compartmentalize feelings. You pick, choose, and refuse when you want to use it. And that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right. I can remember Amir said a couple of years ago, he said, I think our family needs to go for counseling. And I thought that this boy 10 shades of crazy, then go on to college and then have these people playing with his hair, talking about we need counseling. I don't need no counseling.
And everybody saw that I was right.
And the truth of the matter is, no, but seriously, back then it made no sense. You live a little longer, you experience a little more, you learn more, because remember now, you guys are more exposed than we were. I've never been to a private school. Never. I went to college, I did a couple months in college. I didn't finish college. So the information that you're exposed to, the experience that you're exposed to, the people that you're exposed to, we're not. And so I thought that was taboo then, until now I realized that, oh my gosh, yeah, we need counseling. Yeah, we're going to need some counseling, because there are some things that we do need to unpack and talk through. And if we want to do it better than our parents did it, we got to do something different, Gabriel.
Yes.
What you have to say, Gabriel? Tell me what's on your mind right now.
Oh, food.
Food. Okay, that sounds like him. Rosa, where did you go?
That one gone.
So listen, I have this question to ask you. We got a couple more minutes.
Me?
Wait, no, all of you.
Oh,
I want you to tell us what you hear or what you receive when we say this. So when mom says, I don't have the money for that, what do you hear? Osborne, let's start with you.
What do I hear? I hear, well, mommy don't got it. Find a way.
All right.
Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want it, find it and get it.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
What I hear is when there's rain, there's thunder. So like, you probably have a little bit for the rain, but then it's gonna grow and turn into the thunder.
What does that mean, Gabriel? What does that mean? That one ran over my head.
Okay, if you have that little bit of money, but if you say you can't afford it right now, that means you have a little bit of money. That's the rain. So then after rain, it grows into thunder. That means now you have a bunch of money.
Okay, so that means that if mommy says, I don't have the money to do this, then you just wait until the thunder comes then.
Yes.
Okay, Rosa, what do you hear when mommy says, I don't have the money?
when you say that, all I'm thinking is, why can't we have it? I don't mean that as a spoiled way. I just mean that as, why not? So you know how there's some families that don't have it, and there's some families that do have it? Like people at my school, they're rich. Why can't we be like them? So their parents work at Albany, and like their parents work at different places. So you're a realtor, so why can't we just, like, what I was thinking about today was, I was just staring at your seat in the back seat. I was just staring at your seat, and I was like, why can't you work at Albany? Because if you, like, you're going to college, you went to college, well, you're in college right now, they're graduating, so you're gonna get your diploma, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my
why
days.
can't you work at Albany? You could do that, right?
I can.
Rosa.
And thank you so
Rosa.
much for your honesty. Yes.
Rosa,
Because,
you know which college you,
like,
you know which college you,
I just feel like if rich people work at Albany, then we can do that to get rich. Like, can't we? So you can you can go to Albany right now, and you could be like, hey, you have a job.
yeah, hey, that didn't sound informal. You hear that word? And second, you know which college she graduated from?
Bible college, but what difference does it make?
Exactly. You
well,
hear that?
she's
Bible college. I know, no little real book. No little 1, 2, 3, all eyes
Well-
on me. Little book.
Well, then why can't she do something else? And Daddy
What you
works
want
at
to do? Be a
WS.
pastor?
Pastor don't make no money, I don't think. I don't think so. the only
While getting off on the pastors though.
the
Darn,
only
you
money
did
I
right.
think they get is from asking people put the seed in the
They
envelope.
get paid from the
I
Lord.
Mommy, remember that?
Doris! Send us a
Remember
lifeline, please. We need you to take over here.
Mommy, remember put the seed in the envelope. Remember that? And they kick you off.
Okay, guys.
What you say, Gabriel? They kicked me off what?
They never let you do that again.
Paris?
Put the seed in the envelope and put it in the treasure box.
Hey, y'all bad. Y'all
Okay, that's
some
enough.
bad.
That's enough.
Okay.
So what I hear when I hear we don't have the money now, I would say like that statement kind of inspires me because it's like I want to have the money, like I don't want to not have the money. So that inspires me to like just keep on going, like to be a better person. So when I do grow up, like I could have the money and I could also have the money for like my family and they don't have to say I don't have the money now.
Go ahead, Amir.
To be honest, it's just a little different, but to be honest with you, I actually get panicked a lot because I feel like I'm constantly running out of time. I'm running out of options, or running out of feeling like I'm running out of time because I've run out of options, and I've experienced that just this past week. So it panics me. I'm not, yeah. I don't know how more to explain that, but it's a very panicking, like a very nervous experience.
Where Rosa gone?
Yeah, she dropped off. She's gonna get back on.
That
What
was gone.
about when mom says you can't go? No. When mom says no, what do you hear? When mommy says no.
I hear, I hear personally.
Yes.
I hear capital and oh, you ain't going nowhere because I don't want you to because I.
Gabriel, can you say it again? You froze for a minute, so we didn't get the last part.
Oh, all right. What I hear is capital and O. You listening? What I hear is capital N O. You ain't going nowhere because I ain't going nowhere. And I don't want you to have no fun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm gone.
Osborne, you can take that again.
What I hear when I hear no you can't go is maybe there's a reason why I can't go, right? But most of the times y'all don't give reasons. Y'all just say no. Then when I ask why I can't go, because I say you can't go. You know what? Your extra ain't going now because you keep asking me why you can't go. So sometimes I just need to hear why mommy tell me no I can't go. Because what if mommy tell me I can't go because she know one man could be out there trying to shoot people and things. But I don't know we could be out there. So I feeling like mommy just telling me no because she won't be me and she want me go nowhere.
Real.
Okay, that's good. Give a reason when we say no. Amir.
I don't really hear that much because I don't really go much places, so that don't apply to me.
Karis, you then. The prophet without the social life.
I feel like most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, I just be upset and confused because like going off of what OJ said, like it's just like why can't I go? Like I wish there was more of like a reason instead of no you can't go. Like I wish there was more like I don't want you to go because I feel this way, or I don't want you to go because we have to do something after. You know, I just wish there was more of a reason on why I can't go.
Okay, I'm just trying to help Rosa try to get back on. I think the internet has failed her. So we're gonna move to the next one until she could get on. So when we say your grades, you need to bring your grades up. Your grades are not good enough. What are you hearing?
Osborne.
Want me go first?
Osborne.
Well, what I hear is mata sick dread. Boy. Cause I really be thinking I do it, Like, when you take the test and you feel like you know the answers, but then you come home and hear, oh, your grades ain't good enough. You can't go this way, you can't do this, you can't have that. You just feel like you failed.
Yeah. I would like to put on the line that Osborne has stellar grades. He has better grades than me, and I'm in college. He has a 3.7 GPA. So everybody clap for him.
I be trying my hardest.
I want to hear what Gabriel is here.
You sure?
Yeah, hurry up, because we have 5 minutes.
What I hear is that if I ain't doing well in the 7 jobs I take on, that means I ain't doing good at all. But like the parents take on 1 job. So how do you want me to take up 7 jobs and come home with parts of homework to do for them 7 jobs?
Okay, Gabriel, that was powerful. Amir, you have something for that?
What was it? What was the question again?
When we say your grade's got to be a little better than this, what do you hear?
I don't know. I haven't heard that in a long time, but I don't know what I guess they have to be better than this. I don't know. Sorry, I don't have a grade. Sorry.
Okay, great. Okay, let me hear. What do you hear?
I haven't heard this in a long time, but when I used to hear it, to me it was more like, why are you so focused on like the negative? Because like when I do come home with good grades, like it was never like a, oh, like good job, like it was just like a okay. But like when I come home with a bad grade, like you immediately put the attention on that instead of like when I come home with a good grade, you just make it seem like I didn't do anything, you know.
Also, to add on
come on
to that,
camera because that's not. It's gonna echo.
OJ, I asked her to come in the room and let us stand next to you so that she could respond.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Can I hop on some?
Yeah. Can you tell us what do you hear? Go ahead.
To add on to that question.
No, I'll be my own partner.
No, you have to be my co-partner.
When y'all tell me that,
what was the question?
Oh my God. Shut up. When I hear that, that's basically y'all criticizing me, which adds on to me criticizing myself because I don't know how much better I have to do or how to do better.
Oh, you don't know how to do better. So we need to say, how you could be better. Yeah. Okay, Rosa. So the question was, when we say your grades need to be better, what do you hear?
I need to improve or else I might drop out.
This Gabriel, you may drop out.
because like science, I love science. But I think it's because
Gabriel.
I love science, but I think it's because I'm both good at it and I find it fun sometimes. It was one time I only had one question wrong. On a science worksheet. It's a worksheet now. It's not a test. And you said, how you only get how you get one wrong? Or that means you ain't studying. I felt so bad because that means if that's a worksheet and I only got one wrong and you come criticizing me, then what happens on a test? So,
we get it.
I had a science test, and I'll tell you about that later when we get off, because I never told you about it. I took it like a week ago, or something. I'll tell you about it.
That means that you didn't do good in it then.
I did good on it. But if But if I get one wrong on a worksheet and you come criticizing me, what you think I can do on the test? Don't tell you it all, right?
Clock it, Rosa.
Okay, guys. So we have 5 minutes, literally. Well, 4 minutes now. We're gonna end fun. So who's most likely? Who's most likely to notice when someone is upset without them saying it? One word answers. Let's go, quick.
OJ.
Mel.
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll go Mel.
I don't know why. Gabriel. I say Gabriel.
Oh no.
Who's most likely to make a silly joke to avoid feeling sad?
Gabriel.
Okay. Who's most likely to give the best advice when someone is feeling confused?
Not mommy.
Actually, Karis. No, Karis.
Yeah, I think
I would say OJ or Karis.
I would say Karis.
Who is most likely to need extra hugs when things feel heavy?
Me.
Rosa.
Mel.
I love hugs.
We could tell.
Gabriel.
Every day
Rosa.
when OJ comes home from school, I ask him for a hug.
One word answers.
Who is most likely to say sorry even if they weren't the only one wrong?
Karis.
Mommy.
Me.
Mommy, you would never say that. You go
Yes.
walk in your room like nothing happened.
At
Be
school,
for
I
real.
say it.
Say lie.
Gabriel.
Say lie.
At
Karis.
school, I say it.
That's me.
I
In 2023, I vowed never to apologize again after apologizing because I always apologize. I'm not doing that
Y'all
again.
see why I don't apologize, right?
Who's most likely to keep feelings inside until someone asks?
Me.
Gabriel.
I would say.
Not Gabriel.
Not me.
Mel. Would I say Karis? It's either Mel or Karis.
I never saw Mel cry
I think it's
before.
one of those two.
I saw OJ cry.
I saw OJ cry once in my life.
Who is most likely to offer to do something kind when someone is crying?
Gabriel.
Me.
I would laugh. What are
Really?
you talking about?
Really now.
Yes.
What about me? When I'm
Rosa.
crying, because when I'm crying, what do
Okay.
you do?
I was crying on
Oh,
Rosa
you
called
seen
me
the
cry
dance
baby
one.
sour
I
line.
was crying because
No,
Gabriel
I would
didn't
say
mean
that
it.
Gabriel perpetually has my back, so I would go with Gabriel.
Yeah. I
Oh,
only got
yes,
Mel back,
Gabriel.
I know.
That is
Okay.
so true.
Okay.
Because whenever I'm crying and it's not because of Gabriel, Gabriel's be like, "Come here, baby, come here."
Okay, guys, thank you so much for this time. Thank you
Hey,
for
one more question. We didn't reach 59 yet.
thank you so much for this time. Thank you for sharing your views with us, giving us your point of view. It's been fun. We need to do it again, but we're out of time for this show. Thank you to our sponsors, and guys, meet us back here for EeezDrop. Oh Lord, and then y'all pray for me with these sharing, please. All of them belong to me. All. So pray for me.
Hey, put us back on this though.
Yes,
Bye.
we
You've been eavesdropping on EeezDrop, and we appreciate it. You've been listening to unscripted, candid conversations, and we truly hoped it's helped to change your life. We never force our beliefs on anyone. We're here to foster connections and spark evolution, and we hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on social media at God's Favorite Girl, on Instagram and Facebook at GFG Evolution, and the website at godsfavoritegirl.org. See you next time on EeezDrop.